Should couples combine finances? Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's super important for all you lovebirds out there, combining finances as a couple. Now, this is something that I get asked about all the time, and for good reason. It's a big decision, probably one of the biggest you'll make in your relationship. Besides, actually getting married or moving in together. But seriously, combining your financial lives can be a game changer, for better or for worse. Before we even talk about merging bank accounts, let's take a step back and talk about financial transparency. This is the bedrock of any strong relationship, whether you're combining finances or not. Look, it's crucial to be open and honest with your partner about your financial situation from the get-go. That means having those sometimes uncomfortable conversations about your income, your debts, your credit score, your spending habits, everything. No secrets, no surprises. Think about it. How can you even begin to make sound financial decisions as a couple if you're not on the same page about your individual situations? Transparency builds trust, and trust is non-negotiable when it comes to money matters. Okay, so you're both financially transparent with each other, you're ready to take the plunge and combine finances. This is a big step, and it can feel a bit overwhelming at first, but the benefits are numerous. What are the upsides? Well, for starters, it can seriously simplify your life. Imagine not having to juggle multiple accounts and keeping track of who owes what. Instead of juggling multiple accounts, you have one joint account for all your shared expenses: rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, and more. This consolidation can save you a lot of time and reduce stress. Vacations, dining out, entertainment, you name it. All these expenses can be managed from a single account, making it easier to track your spending and budget effectively. This can make bill paying a breeze, and you don't have to worry about splitting every little thing down the middle. No more keeping tabs on who paid for what. Combining finances can also make it easier to achieve your financial goals together. When you pool your resources, you can work towards common objectives more efficiently. Let's say you're both saving for a down payment on your dream home. By combining your savings, you can reach that goal much faster than if you were saving separately. By pooling your resources, you can reach that goal much faster. Plus, celebrating these milestones together can be incredibly rewarding and strengthen your relationship. Plus, you'll have a clearer picture of your overall financial health as a couple. This comprehensive view is essential for making smart investment decisions and planning for the future, which is essential for making smart investment decisions. Whether it's investing in stocks, planning for retirement, or setting up an emergency fund, having a unified financial strategy can make all the difference. So take the time to discuss your financial goals and strategies with your partner. Open communication and mutual understanding are key to a successful financial partnership. By working together, you can simplify your financial life and build a secure future. Now, before you run off to the bank, let's talk about the potential downsides of combining finances. While it might seem like a great idea to pool your resources and tackle your financial goals together, there are several pitfalls you need to be aware of. One of the biggest concerns is the potential for conflict. When you combine finances, you're not just merging your money, you're also merging your financial habits, priorities, and even your financial baggage. Money is a major source of stress in relationships, and when you combine finances, you're essentially adding fuel to that fire. Imagine a scenario where one partner is a spender and the other is a saver. This fundamental difference can lead to frequent disagreements and stress. If you have different spending habits or financial priorities, it can lead to arguments and resentment. For instance, one partner might prioritize saving for a house, while the other might want to spend on travel or hobbies. These differing priorities can create a rift in the relationship. Another thing to consider is the loss of financial independence. When you combine finances, you might feel like you have to justify every purchase to your partner, which can be frustrating and stifling. When you have your own money, you have the freedom to spend it how you see fit. You can treat yourself without feeling guilty or needing to explain your choices. But when you combine finances, you're essentially giving up some of that autonomy. Every financial decision becomes a joint decision, which can be a significant adjustment for those who are used to managing their own money. This can be a tough adjustment for some people, especially if they're used to being financially independent. The feeling of losing control over your own finances can be daunting and can lead to feelings of frustration and helplessness. And let's not forget about the legal and logistical headaches that can arise if you decide to part ways. Untangling combined finances can be a complex and emotionally draining process, involving legal fees, paperwork, and potentially contentious negotiations. It's crucial to have open and honest conversations about your financial goals, habits, and expectations before deciding to combine finances. Consider consulting with a financial advisor to help navigate these discussions and create a plan that works for both of you. By addressing these potential pitfalls head-on, you can make a more informed decision and set yourselves up for a healthier financial future together. Remember, combining finances is a significant step, and it's essential to approach it with caution and mutual understanding. Chapter 4. Our experience, finding what works for us. Now I know what you're thinking. Graham, you're making this sound complicated. And you know what? It can be. But it doesn't have to be a nightmare. When my partner and I first started talking about combining finances, we were both a little hesitant. We had heard the horror stories and we didn't want to jeopardize our relationship. So we decided to start slow. We kept our individual accounts, but also opened a joint account for shared expenses. We each contributed a percentage of our income to the joint account based on our individual salaries. This way we still had some financial independence, but we were also working together towards our shared goals. It took some trial and error, but we eventually found a system that works for us. We started by having open and honest conversations about our financial habits and goals. It was important for us to understand each other's spending patterns and priorities. We set aside time each week to review our budget and discuss any upcoming expenses. This helped us stay on the same page and avoid any surprises. Communication was key. We made sure to listen to each other's concerns and find compromises that worked for both of us. For example, I love dining out, while my partner prefers cooking at home. We agreed to allocate a portion of our budget for dining out, but also made an effort to cook together more often. This way, we both felt heard and valued. Another important aspect was setting financial goals together. We discussed our short-term and long-term goals, such as saving for a vacation, buying a house, or building an emergency fund. By having clear goals, we were able to stay motivated and focused on our financial journey. We also learned to be flexible and adapt to changes. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes unexpected expenses come up. We made sure to have a buffer in our budget for such situations, and we were always ready to adjust our plans if needed. Over time, we became more comfortable with our system and found that it brought us closer together. Managing our finances as a team strengthened our relationship and helped us build a solid foundation for our future. We realized that finding what works for us was an ongoing process. We continued to learn and grow together, making adjustments as needed. The key was to stay committed to our goals and support each other along the way. In the end, it wasn't just about the money. It was about building trust, understanding, and a shared vision for our future. By working together, we were able to create a system that not only managed our finances, but also strengthened our bond. So, if you're thinking about combining finances with your partner, remember that it's a journey. Take it one step at a time, communicate openly, and be willing to adapt. With patience and effort, you can find a system that works for both of you. It took some trial and error, but we eventually found a system that works for us. Chapter 5. Combining finances like a boss. Tips for success. If you're thinking about combining finances with your partner, here are a few tips to make the transition as smooth as possible. First and foremost, communicate. Talk about your financial goals, your fears, your expectations. Don't shy away from the tough conversations. Next, create a budget together. This will help you track your spending, identify areas where you can save, and make sure you're both on the same page financially. Consider setting up a system for handling personal spending. Maybe you each get a certain amount of fun money each month that you can spend however you want, no questions asked. And finally, don't be afraid to seek professional advice. A financial advisor can help you create a personalized plan that meets your unique needs. Chapter 6. To combine or not to combine. So should you combine finances with your partner? Ultimately, there's no right or wrong answer. It depends on your individual circumstances, your relationship, and your financial goals. The key is to weigh the pros and cons carefully, communicate openly and honestly, and find a system that works for both of you. Remember, combining finances is a big decision, but it doesn't have to be a scary one. With a little planning and a lot of communication, you can make it work for your relationship. Outro, thanks for watching. So there you have it, folks. The lowdown on combining finances as a couple. It's a big decision, but hopefully, this video has given you some things to think about. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach. What works for one couple might not work for another. The most important thing is to communicate openly with your partner and find a system that you're both comfortable with. As always, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you like content of this nature.